Consciousness feels simple and obvious. You wake up knowing who you are, where you are, and that you exist inside your body. Yet this certainty is not a direct perception of reality. It is an ongoing construction created by the brain. When the brain's normal rhythms are disrupted by injury, electrical stimulation, drugs, or extreme physiological states, the sense of self can fracture, relocate, or dissolve entirely, revealing how fragile and manufactured personal identity really is. Neuroscience offers striking demonstrations of this fragility. In the 1950s, neurosurgeon Wilder Penfield discovered that stimulating specific areas of the temporal cortex could produce the intense feeling of a hidden presence, even in a sterile operating room. Decades later, Michael Persinger's God helmet experiments showed that weak electromagnetic stimulation of the temporal lobes could dissolve the boundary between self and other, leading people to report encounters with divine or invisible beings. These findings suggest that the temporal lobes play a central role in maintaining the illusion of a separate, embodied self. A major breakthrough came in 2002 when neuroscientist Olaf Blanke discovered that stimulating the temporoparietal junction could reliably trigger out-of-body experiences. Patients felt themselves floating above their bodies, watching the room from an external vantage point, with a sense of clarity equal to or greater than normal waking consciousness. This region integrates signals from vision, balance, touch, and proprioception to create the brain's body schema. When that integration breaks down, the feeling of being located inside the body can shift elsewhere. Such experiences occur naturally in 5 to 10% of people, often during fatigue, trauma, or the borderland between sleep and waking. So, consciousness can also split rather than just relocate. Split brain research back in the 1960s showed that, severing the corpus callosum can actually produce two independent streams of awareness within a single person. Each hemisphere might hold different goals, perceptions, and intentions, really undermining the idea of a single, indivisible self and revealing consciousness as something that can divide and even multiply. Psychedelics, especially DMT, further challenge our ordinary assumptions. DMT, for example, can launch users into these, richly structured worlds inhabited by what seem to be intelligent entities. Brain imaging suggests this happens because the default mode network, the system that maintains our ego and identity, shuts down, while brain regions that are usually isolated start communicating freely. So, instead of just amplifying perception, the brain's usual filters kind of collapse, allowing experiences that honestly feel more real than everyday life. Near-death experiences really push these questions to their limits. Across different cultures, people report leaving their bodies, traveling through tunnels of light, and encountering this overwhelming sense of love and knowledge. Some cases even include accurate perceptions during periods of clinical death, when brain activity appears to be totally absent. These reports, they strain purely material explanations and echo ancient spiritual traditions with, remarkable consistency. Taken all together, these findings suggest a pretty provocative possibility. Maybe the brain doesn't actually create consciousness, but instead filters and organizes it. When those filters fail, awareness might not vanish but actually expand. The self, instead of being this fixed entity inside the skull, could be a temporary pattern, just one way the universe has learned to experience itself.